On this episode of the Whiskey Tornado, we review Blue Run High Rye Bourbon. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey Tornado. I'm your host, Lance. Today, we are reviewing Blue Run's High Rye Bourbon. If you guys remember last year, we reviewed their sourced product, Blue Run 14 year. That was curated by Jim Rutledge. This is kind of exciting because this is contract distilled by Castle and Key, and it's the first Jim Rutledge distillate since he was at Four Roses. So we're going to get into that. If you guys don't know, Blue Run has an amazing marketing team behind it. You know, you're talking about executives from Facebook, Nike. In fact, this bottle design was designed by Devin McKinney of Nike, who also designed the Air Force One's shoe line, sneaker line. So beautiful, beautiful bottle. We're going to get into the appearance on this in just a minute. As a former marketing major, I appreciate a good marketing team as long as what's in the bottle stacks up to the price that they're charging. In this case, I think Blue Run has all but admitted that they are preying on uneducated customers. These bottles are extremely high priced. So I go into this with a lot of bias and a lot of anger, quite frankly, at the prices they are charging. But I'm going to try to put all that aside and give you guys a non-biased viewpoint on Blue Run High Rye Bourbon. All right, this particular bottle comes in at 111 proof. This is their fall release. We are talking about 65% corn, 30% rye, and 5% malted barley. For those of you new to the Whiskey Tornado, I will quickly explain our scoring system. We have 7 categories. We rank 0 to 1, 0.5 being average. First 2 categories are handicapped. Those categories are appearance and availability. Then we move on to the important stuff: the nose, the palate, the body, the finish, and value. At the end, we add all those scores up. Any score of 3 or better is bar worthy. Any score of 4 or better is bunkersome, just in case the bourbon you love is no longer made. All right, with all that being said, let's get into the appearance of this very beautiful bottle designed by Nike's Devin McKinney. As you can see, guys, when it comes to appearance, when it comes to marketing, Blue Run knows what they're doing. They went out and got one of the most popular master distillers to put that name behind their product. They went to Nike and got somebody who obviously is very good at design and marketing, because I have to say these bottles are beautiful. As someone who appreciates marketing, appreciates appearance, this is gorgeous. One of the most controversial categories on the Whiskey Tornado is appearance. A lot of people don't think we should talk about it at all. I've mentioned it several times, but I will always mention appearance because you know, what these distilleries are putting in bottles is art, and I think the packaging should represent that artwork. In this case, Blue Run knocks it out of the park. Beautiful bottle, beautiful appearance. You know, the butterflies, the changing of the colors of the neck tag here, all just gorgeous, really beautiful. We're going to give the appearance a 0.8. All right, moving on to availability. I do not see these very often. I was able to get this on the shelf at MSRP. MSRP is high, but I was able to get it at MSRP, and I found it on the shelf, so it will go into our Bourbon of the Year category if I rank it high enough. But we'll see about that. The availability, less than average. These are still hard to find. We're going to give it a 0.3. All right, guys, on to the important stuff. Let's get into the nose on this. When I go into any nose and palate, I'm looking for sweetness. I'm looking for spice. I'm looking for fruit. I'm looking for those leather tobacco notes. And then I'm looking for the age. So let's look for sweetness on this first. Lots of good sweetness here. Lots of heavy, rich caramel, vanilla, corn sweetness. There's a very pleasant softness to the nose on this for 111 proof. But really nice. Maybe a tad youthful as I'm getting some of that corn grain, but not in a crafty way at all. This is really pretty beautiful nose. But again, little youthful. You can get that corn sweetness, pleasant softness, lots of caramel, lots of vanilla. I don't know that I'm picking up any. Maybe fruit would be, if I'm looking for fruit, maybe some cinnamon covered apples on there. I'm not getting any leather tobacco, and as far as the age, just like little bit of youth on it. But yeah, corn sweetness, caramel, vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon and apples for the fruit notes. Better than average nose, honestly. We're gonna give it a 0.6. All right, moving on to the palate. Cheers, everybody. First sip. A little bit of grain there. Again, not in a crafty way, but that corn was there. That corn sweetness, caramel, rye shines. I mean, it was that corn caramel sweetness that quickly transitioned to tons of rye spice. It's really interesting, the transitions there. Sweet caramel into rye barrel spice, and then back to like vanilla sweetness. It was kind of nice, actually, kind of pleasant. Let me go in for another sip, second sip here. Not too bad. Not too bad. Again, caramel into a lot of barrel spice, a lot of that rye spice and barrel spice. So this is not a beginner's bourbon. That rye spice really kicks in, tingles a lot, and then transitions back to vanilla. That rye spice on the mid palate is almost like a jalapeno spice. Lots of spice there, which I actually love. I'm not getting any fruit notes on this. That's what I'm kind of struggling with here. I'm looking for fruit or leather tobacco. I'm not getting much of that here. Going for third sip. There's as far as the age goes on the taste, it is a little bit youthful again, but not crafty. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by crafty? Not those like fresh cut 2x4s, not that barnyard floor. You can just taste a little bit of the corn grain, but it's not off-putting like sometimes you will get in craft distilleries. So I think the cooperage they're using is probably amazing. But I do believe this is non-age stated, but you can tell there is some youthful bourbon in here, which you would expect. This is their first distillate contract distilled by Castle and Key. But again, really nice on the palate. I would just ding it for being a little bit youthful. We're going to get into the body. Thing is, it's not anything special to me. I like where it's going. I'm excited about where I could see Blue Run going with this distillate as it ages. But for me right now, it's just average. In fact, I would like to compare this. I'm going to compare this to Bardstown Fusion series because I think it's in that same realm. Where it's just, this is an average bourbon. It's not bad, it's not fantastic, but you can see that it's really promising. So on the palate, I'm gonna give it a 0.5, an average score. All right, moving on to the finish. Finish is long, spicy. It's probably the shining factor in this bourbon right now is that finish. Yeah, that jalapeno spice really carries through. A little bit of nuttiness on this too now on that sip for the finish. I think that's probably the best category for this right now is the finish. I'm going to give it a 0.7. This is going to be pretty good, I think. All right, moving on to the body. It's not crazy dark. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that. A little thin, if I'm being honest. But I would say for your typical bourbon, the body on this is just going to be average. We're going to give it a 0.5. All right, moving on to value. I think this is the category that hurts Blue Run the most. Again, I think they're counting on uneducated consumers to really fall for the marketing and packaging on this bottle. This bottle is $80. Now, is this an $80 bourbon? I don't think so. I think it's more along those lines of a $50 bourbon, which is why I'm going to compare it to Bardstown's Fusion series, and we'll see how these match up. But right now, I would say that I don't believe the value is quite there at $80. Again, I think they're counting on people to be excited about the fancy bottle and spend a lot more than what is actually in the bottle. So I've got Bardstown Fusion 4 here. That's what we are going to taste against it. This is a $50 bottle. This also has younger distillate in it, but the genius thing that Bardstown does is they mix their younger distillate with some older distillate. So 40% of this is a 13-year Kentucky blend of 74% corn, 10% rye, and I think that says 6% malted barley. So it'll be really interesting to see how these compare. Bardstown is $30 less. Blue Run packaging is better, but come on, we care about what's in the bottle. So, oh man, Bardstown smells really nice. Oh yeah, I don't think it's a question for me. This Bardstown Fusion 4 on the nose takes it. So let's go to the taste here. Now, what's kind of shining now that I compare these back to back is the nuttiness I'm getting on Blue Run that I wasn't necessarily getting at first. The proof on Bardstown is 94.9, so a lot lower proof on that. But it's really good. Tasting the Blue Run. Yeah, Blue Run has a lot of spice, a lot of texture, really pretty good. Actually stacks up pretty good against Bardstown. I wasn't expecting it to. Now, is it $30 better? I'm just not sure. I think you can tell that the youth shines through on the Blue Run compared to the Bardstown. The Bardstown just lowered proof and watered down. So, yeah, when you factor that, probably going to bump the value a little bit. At first, I had the value at 0.2, and until this tasting right now, I had not tasted them back to back. But Blue Run actually is not too bad considering. I think I would prefer the Blue Run to the Bardstown, but I've been drinking a lot of bourbon. I like higher proof stuff. If you like lower proof stuff, you're going to enjoy the Bardstown a lot better for $50. So I'm going to have to bump, I think, the value to a 0.3. I had it pretty low. I was ready to crap all over this. And I still am not completely thrilled with the price. I think the price should be around that probably $50 to $60 value. Not 80 to 90. And I don't know. I doubt these are on secondary. I don't know what they would be on secondary, but, so this brings our overall score for Blue Run High Rye Bourbon to a 3.15, making it barely bar worthy. And I would just put an asterisk there that, a lot of you are not, I don't think, going to like this, especially for the value. There's so much better bourbon out there for $80. For $80, you can get a lot better bottles. But it's interesting to taste this to see where this Castle and Key distillate is going. That is very exciting to me. Blue Run as a company, I'm not super excited with at the moment, just because I think they're overcharging for what's in the bottle. But that's not to say this is bad. I just think it's overpriced. So hopefully that helps you guys decide what to buy and what to leave on the shelves. Let me know. Have you had Blue Run High Rye Bourbon, and what did you think? If you like this episode, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out whiskeytornado.com for our exclusive barrel picks and everything Whiskey Tornado related. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next review. Cheers, everybody.